Once upon a time, in a green forest with tall trees and small streams, there lived a tiny bird called the Willow Wren. The Willow Wren was small but smart and lived happily with her family in a cozy nest high up in a willow tree. One sunny morning, the Willow Wren was teaching her children how to fly when a grumpy bear named Bruno walked by. Bruno was known throughout the forest for being mean and bullying smaller animals. He looked up at the Willow Wren and laughed meanly. "What a tiny, useless bird you are. You don't even have the strength to protect your family." The Willow Wren, though small, was not afraid. She chirped back, "Strength isn't everything, Bruno. Sometimes being smart and working together are more important." Bruno laughed and said, "We'll see about that. Let's have a contest. Whoever can gather the most food by sunset will be declared the strongest and smartest in the forest, but you can only use your family to help you." The Willow Wren agreed, and the contest began. Bruno went off to find berries and honey, using his great strength to gather as much as he could. Meanwhile, the Willow Wren flew back to her nest and explained the challenge to her family. "We need to work together," she said. "I'll gather insects, while each of you gathers seeds, berries, and small fruits. Remember, many small efforts can add up to a big result." The Willow Wren's children chirped in agreement and flew off in different directions. They worked hard, each bringing back their tiny treasures to the nest. The Willow Wren herself flew from flower to flower, catching insects and finding the juiciest berries. As the sun began to set, Bruno returned, carrying a huge pile of food. He looked at the Willow Wren's nest and laughed. "That's all you've gathered? It doesn't even come close to what I've found." But the Willow Wren smiled. "Look closer, Bruno. It's not just about the size of the pile, but about the different kinds of food and the effort put in." Just then, the other animals of the forest gathered around, curious about the contest. A very smart old owl named Oliver perched on a branch and offered to judge. He carefully examined both piles of food. Bruno had gathered a lot, but it was mostly berries and honey, with some crushed under his heavy paws. The Willow Wren's pile, though smaller, was full of many different kinds of seeds, berries, insects, and small fruits, all neatly arranged. Oliver hooted. "The Willow Wren and her family have gathered a more balanced and carefully collected pile of food. They have shown great teamwork and cleverness. Therefore, they are the winners." Bruno grumbled, but had to accept the decision. He realized that his strength alone wasn't enough, and that he had underestimated the power of being smart and working together. The animals of the forest cheered for the Willow Wren and her family. They had proven that even the smallest creatures could achieve great things through teamwork and cleverness. From that day on, Bruno changed his ways. He learned to appreciate the strengths of others and became a friend to the smaller animals, often helping them with tasks that required his strength. The forest became a happier and more friendly place for everyone. And so, the Willow Wren and her family lived peacefully, knowing that they had taught an important lesson to all the forest creatures, that true strength comes from working together and using one's cleverness to solve problems. The end.